So, obviously, controversy everywhere. But we're not here to talk about controversy. I'm here to talk about how Ishmael, Project Moon, they know exactly what they're doing when they're talking about the beach event. Obviously, there have been some complaints about this beach event not being the sexiest, but that's okay. I'm here to tell you guys why this in itself is good enough. You guys have got your brain TikTok brain rot to the point where you can't see beauty as it is. There is nothing sexier than a fully clothed woman latex style. This in itself is sexy enough. Let me explain why. Obviously, we're not going to go into too much detail about the controversy itself, but we're going to explain why people are just complaining about the weirdest things ever, and they don't really understand the bigger picture that Project Moon offers to their fan base, as well as just how they kind of sort of troll the fan base. Let me explain. So what do I mean by that? Her base form looks very appealing as it is. Wet, moist, soaking, hardworking, hair down. You know, you get the gist of it. Her armor peeled off the full wazoo, but when you get her to her level 3 form, or up to 3, she's basically just absolutely fisting everything. She goes from pseudo spy looking into just full on coal miner looking aesthetics, just working her ass off, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But when we take a look at just other characters that kind of do the same thing, it's really weird. I think another example I'm trying to remember off the top of my head is that even Faust, this version of Faust, if we take a look at this version, wow, classy, just nice aesthetic, you know, appealing. But once you level her up, she's down to this. You see what I mean? They don't get sexier. They kind of get into work mode. Another unit that I'm trying to remember that does exactly this thing where they look, oh yeah, better in their unleveled form, I think is Otis. I mean, this one, an example is Otis. This one, she has glasses. Very rarely do you see Otis with glasses. I'm like, oh, the glasses is kind of nice. Cute little aesthetics, you know? Kind of boss lady sitting in the room, you know, making the shots. Pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, level her up and you get this. Still pretty boss lady, but keep the glasses on. Just little things like that where I'm like, all right, sure, they're kind of making it so that, oh yeah, another one. Rose Spanner. I remember Rose Spanner was a big one. Rose Spanner, you know, working hard, doing her thing, doing her job. But if we go to this one, wow, Queen, Slay, same thing. The unleveled form just has a level of, how would you say it? Has a level of grandeur, if you will. And I do believe the other one that I wanted to talk about is Zwei. I believe was Zwei. Yes, Zwei for sure. This one, bonking, blood everywhere, she's working. But when you look at this, oh, not exactly cleavage, but cleavage through a white dress shirt. Nice, solid. So you get what I mean. Project Moon has a really good way of just making it so that its base character model looks way more appealing than its leveled up version, which is fine, fair enough. I understand the appeal. Usually most gacha games have the boring, non-sexy version first, and then once you level them up, ascend them or whatever, they get into their nice sexy form. Fair enough. And obviously in most traditional gacha games, you have a very grander, slender, you know, more burlesque style of wear for their summer beach event, because the whole point is girls with big boobs, skin everywhere, equals big money, big sales. Understandable, but Project Moon didn't do that, supposedly. But that's just how the game is, okay? We're in a dark world, it's in a darkest dungeon. You know, people are in the wings, they're not exactly trying to look sexy, they're trying to get the job done, which is very much akin to Game of Thrones style. Game of Thrones, women have armor like men, because they're meant to protect the woman. That's what they're supposed to do. They're not trying to make armor with cleavage for the woman. It's just armor. That's it. It's just male armor. No boobs, no cleavage, nada, nothing. Same thing in this world. In the world of Limbus Company, with the wings and everything, there isn't really a big reason just to look sexy. I mean, understandably, if there was a wing that specialized in marriage, specialized in bikini, specialized in water treatment or whatever, then understandably it would make sense for Ishmael to, you know, everyone to suit up and boot up. But this isn't your traditional gacha game, and it isn't really your traditional format. I would say that people saying that this isn't good looking is annoying. I mean, I can see where they're talking about it if you look in their third leveled up form. Ain't it? That's fine, but why do people care so much about something not looking exactly like this? When I saw it, I was already like getting steamy about it. This was already in itself like good enough. Like, what do you want? Do you want Ishmael just fully in a skin tight bikini, just ripping it out in a swamp? I mean, thematically, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, if she was on the right side of the wing, then sure, bikinis make sense all this while. But if you guys like actually read the story in 4.5, the whole point of the left side is that this place is an abomination and you gotta protect yourself. So wearing this is its appropriate attire. It's so crazy how we've transitioned from things being lore accurate to just people expecting, all right, beach event, gotta be sexy. Skin, check. Bras, check. More skin, check. Cleavage, check. If it ain't got that, none of it is good enough. And understandably though, there are definitely games out there that make it a point to sell sexy skins. However, this is not one of those games. Don't get me wrong though. There are games where they were struggling, and when they transitioned over to the more, you know, peaceful stuff, money just came in the game, and then they're like, oh, we should keep doing more of this. There are tons of games out there that have wedding skins, that have marriage skins, that have, you know, the male self-insert fantasy of being able to control a plethora of women in a video game, control their attire, and just self-insert yourself as either doctor, manager, you name it. However, in this game, not very much like this. Romance is not really even a thing in this game at all. If anything, it's non-existent. There was no level of romance. It's literally just a lot of people stuck in a bus with their own traumatic experiences, trying to cope with the lives they have and trying to find these golden branches and fulfill an obligation. Everyone has a reason to be on the bus. No one really knows exactly why, but they have to fulfill their obligations, and that's why they're on the bus. Oh yeah, and they can't really die. So I would say, honestly, people that are complaining about this just don't make sense. Like, we have a ton of fan service already that most people don't even expect. Like, even this version of our Ishmael. Hold up, let me just uptie this to just make it a point. Even this version of Ishmael, her face form, she's wet and moist. Perfect. This version though, less wet, less moist. You can see where I'm going with this. First version, people are teasing her. Second version, people ain't teasing her. That's why I just don't understand why people get so flustered over certain things like this. It just makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. When we go into base form, we see it. Everyone is snickering, looking at her, going like, oh wow, she's wet and moist, and she's giving us this like cringe look. And when you go over to her leveled up form, nothing, nada, just her working it out, just blasting people in the face. Honestly, just a lot of female skins like it, where the base one is just a better. I mean, Ryoshu, not really. Cleavage, Ryoshu's like the one exception, I would say. A few exceptions where she looks quote unquote better. The second one, oh, and I guess I technically should level up this one. I do have Kurokomo clan. I would say the Kurokomo clan is actually not bad when it comes to just the aesthetics of it. Her base form is pretty eh, but when it comes to her leveled up one, nah, it's a lot better. Cleavage. So I wouldn't say Project Moon sticks with only the base form looks better than the evolved form. There are a few exceptions where the evolved form technically looks better, but it's very subtle. It's not full-blown, just, you know, spilling out, if you will. It's very much done in a way that's just to how the thematic of the characters are. We have our unleveled one completely covered up. And then we have our leveled one, cleavage. Wow, nice. That's basically it. Honestly though, there isn't a lot more units that really do that. Even not Sinclair, but what's your face? Don Quixote. Even Don Quixote, if you swap it out, regular Don Quixote, leveled up Don Quixote, living up to your image. Or even if we take a look into, say, W Corp, honestly, W Corp, looking kind of fun and chill. Swap it over, and bam, just eviscerating everything. So overall, I would say, in terms of just units, Project Moon has honestly been moving in the direction where things are looking pretty good. Like, honestly, not gonna lie, if I just move everything over to its more, how would I say, grander profiles, this is probably what the most quote unquote smooth, sexy looking pictures that we're gonna have for all the girls, honestly. Swap that over. That's basically it. Like that, these units here, these are basically the most fan service you're getting. I don't know what people are expecting. Realistically speaking, Ishmael, this one was good enough. I don't know why everyone's up in arms about how not good looking it is or how it's not sexy enough. What do you want a woman to do? Like, she's already taken up a manly job. Not that I'm saying women can't go in the ocean and do what she's doing, but I'm just saying she's already like wearing the appropriate attire for what she's doing. Why are people so up in arms about it? Honestly, overall, I think people are kind of dumb to be up in arms over something like this. Maybe I'm in the weird category where I find this actually kind of appealing. Maybe it's because I see, if we're taking a look strictly in terms of artistic value, this in itself is a artistic version of what a beach unit should look like in a way that's done very tasteful. It's got curves, you've got gloss, you've got a lot of gleam, you got the hair, you got the look, you got everything going down. I don't know what more of you guys want. Anyways, that's basically the video. I got nothing much else to say. Let me know what you guys think. I think this was fine. I don't know why people are so up in arms about this thing. Obviously, there's more to the story than just girls ain't hot enough. But I'm not gonna delve into that too much, since I think without the facts, I'm just not gonna talk about it. If you want that juicy drama, go find it somewhere else. I'm not gonna talk about that. But basically, TLDR, this was hot enough. I don't know why people were up in arms about it. This is good. Curvature, gravity, Project Moon. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Just don't let people steamroll you for no reason. Anyways, that's the video. See you guys later. Bye for now.